Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be recoating a coated car. So this Mercedes-Benz that's sitting here was coated with CSL and either XOV4 or XOV5, I honestly can't remember, about a year and a half ago. And it gets garaged every day, it doesn't get driven in the weather, it gets cleaned once a week. Honestly, the coating is doing a great job. It's still working really well. It's still very hydrophobic. I have more coatings to test and it's time. So I think that we're just gonna recoat this vehicle. So I wanted to show you, if you had a car that was well maintained, that maybe stays in the garage and is in really good shape, how easy it can be to redo a coating, every 1 or 2 or 3 or however many years when you decide to do it. The very first thing we're going to do, we're going to clean this car with a waterless wash or rinseless wash. So I'm using, this is a Solo sprayer, Solo 260. This has Hero in it, which is Armor Detail Supply's waterless wash or rinseless wash. It's mixed 256:1. Over here in this bucket, I also have the same mixture, 256:1, and I have a Nemesis sponge. So we're just going to do the trunk here on camera and just going to go over the entire thing. And I'm just going to do one panel here for the video, and then we'll do the rest kind of off camera. So I have a drying towel. This is a Gauntlet, which is a Rag Company towel. This is my current favorite drying towel in terms of size and capacity. I know that the House of Rags is coming out with a rinseless towel, and I'm interested in trying that. I like their current towels, I just think they're too big. So the Gauntlet is still my go-to. This is 16 by 27 Gauntlet, 16 by 24. I find that this is a really good fit, and we've got our car nice and dry. So the next step would be the decontamination phase. And in this case, this car doesn't really have any contamination on it. It's not really crunchy. But let's imagine yours did. So we would take something like, this is a synthetic decontamination towel. This is a DIY detail one, I believe. So we're going to take this, we're going to dunk it in our bucket of rinseless. And then I'll normally take a little bit of rinseless and spray it on here. And we'll just go over it. And we're really not applying any pressure, we're just kind of gliding it along. And we want to do this until the surface feels smooth, which in this case, the surface already did feel smooth. And this would be the next step. Now when we're done, we can dry our car off again. And really you could do that during the rinseless wash if you want to, if the car isn't very dirty, but it's probably safer to remove the rinseless and then come back and do this again. So now we're going to do a very light polishing. And the car is in pretty good shape to begin with, like I said. There are some very, very, very minor scratches here or there, but honestly, I look at this entire trunk, I see 2 little tiny ones here, nothing in this whole section, maybe 1 or 2 right over in here. So it's really, really light. So what I'm going to use for this is Milwaukee's rotary. This is it's technically a 7-inch variable speed polisher rotary. This is the 2738. I have a 5-inch pad on here because all of my pads are 5-inch, and this is a DIY detail waffle pad. So we're going to just clean this out in our pad washer. And then I'm going to do a once over with the gold standard polish. Obviously you can use whatever polish you prefer. But I think that this has excellent working time and works really well. So we're just going to take this and we're going to, on the lowest speed, use the rotary. Now you should really use whatever machine you're comfortable with here. I'm trying to get more used to using the rotary, so I'm kind of, we'll say, forcing myself to use the rotary. I'm gonna grab a polish removal towel like this one from Klin, and we're just gonna go over this and remove the polish. And what we should see is a light amount of scratch removal. We ran on the slowest speed using the rotary, so I don't have any holograms or swirls or anything like that, thanks to that waffle pad and the slow speed. So that worked out really well. And then we can go and do the second half of our trunk over there. Now we're going to go over this with a panel prep product. I'm using Clean Tool Final Prep. It smells good. It's grapefruit scent. Interesting. I'm using this to try it. Normally my recommendation is that you use the same panel prep as your coating manufacturer. Or you can use Armor, because Armor smells amazing. Actually, this smells really good too, so this might give Armor a run for its money. Good wipe off. Yeah, nice. It's my first time using this. Works on windows. Black vinyl. Nice. Okay, cool. So the purpose of doing that polish was really twofold. Number one, it removed any minor swirls, scratches, anything like that we might have had, or at least jeweled them up a little bit and made them look less noticeable. And then number two is it helped to remove any of the coating, or at least abrade the coating so it would be more accepting of the coating that we're going to apply. On this car, we're going to try DetailCo Ceramic Thick, and we're just going to see how this works. This is the applicator pad that they give you with it. Comes with this in a bag. So it's not some giant box that you have to open. It's really just this in a small box with these pads. I'm going to put on gloves, which I should have had on the whole time, but hindsight is 20/20. Thick comes in a bottle like this. It's got a dropper on the top. I want to put like 20 drops on here to start because it's a brand new pad. And then for our subsequent, we're not going to use nearly as much. And we want to apply this. And you can see the spots that you hit. Now, I'm doing it this way for the video. Normally you would do the whole car clean, the whole car prepped, the whole car polished, the whole car wiped off with a panel prep spray. You wouldn't normally do it kind of like one panel at a time the way that I am, but this is a good way to show it on camera and have you guys see and understand the process that we're going through without it being a 24-hour long video. You see these streaks here? They're actually, it's sweating. So the coating will kind of sweat in lines like this. We're gonna give it just another minute or two. Actually, I'm gonna do an application on the other side while we're waiting for this to set up. If you're in a more humid environment, this is going to set up a lot faster than if you're in a dry environment. It's pretty dry here today. We're at like 35% humidity. So not bad, but not wet. This is really like a moisture activated product. So applying it in a dry place in the winter, it might take a minute to actually set up. So now we have a leveling towel. This is the final level from the House of Rags. I normally think of these in eighths, so I would use this side, then I would flip it over and use both of these sides, then I would flip the entire thing over and use the inside. So let's see. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So let's hit this whole panel. like that. Try to get all the edges. Then we'll flip the rag over. And this is why it's really important to wear gloves, because if you're not wearing gloves, you're literally touching the ceramic as soon as you flip this over. And that is it. So we now have thick applied on this panel. I normally like to look at a couple different angles, make sure that I don't have any high spots. The risky things on this particular panel would be like right here around this antenna, or like right here next to this deck lid. Those are going to be spots that this spoiler, those are going to be spots that you're likely to miss. So that looks good. So now I've used two sides of our rag. I will flip this over, and then we'll do the next panel, side one, side two. So that's it, pretty simple. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.